Good evening. My name is Alexandria Pearson. I am here on behalf of Castlecon Consulting. I'm here to brief you on the RFP 12077 of the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority. This is for the architectural and engineering services for the San Bernardino Transit Center Omnitrans bus facility. A little bit of background on this project is that the SANBAG, which is the San Bernardino Associated Governments, is acting as the San Bernardino County Transportation Authority, which is identified as the authority in the RFP, to solicit proposals from different firms to assist the authority with the design and the construction of a 22-bay Omnitrans bus facility. This bus facility is going to be in the San Bernardino Transit Center, and the RFP that I'm discussing only applies to this Omnitrans facility. SANBAG, the City of San Bernardino, Redevelopment Agency of the City of San Bernardino, and Omnitrans are all working together to create this SBTC, which is the San Bernardino Transit Center. The San Bernardino Transit Center does not only include this Omnitrans bus facility, it also includes a Metrolink service, a surface parking lot, and as I stated, in this RFP, the 22 bus bay facility, which will include other buildings and related off-site improvements for Omnitrans. Some different services that will be required if this contract is signed with the consultant is that environmental studies and support functions that are going to be needed, that SANBAG can obtain NEPA clearance with the FTA and be able to certify the CEQA portion of their document. Also needed will be the preparation of conceptual plans to meet the available funding, preparation of construction documents, obtaining of all approval for on-site and off-site improvements, as well as providing of construction support services. In general, the consultant will have to provide all services necessary, which are not only limited to architecture and construction, but also landscape architecture, civil, mechanical, electrical, etc. A project manager is required in this contract, and the project manager must be a professional civil engineer or architect in the state of California. Other personnel and staff will also need to be provided, as well as a public outreach liaison to assist the SANBAG Public Information Office in implementing a public outreach program, which will be needed for this project. This contract is a time and materials contract with a not to exceed amount and fixed hourly rates issued for this project. Any services provided by the consultant which are not in this contract and not approved by the authority will not be reimbursed by the authority. Three specific requirements that I believe need to be brought up most specifically is Article 16, 20, and 21, which include representation, stop work orders, and claims. First of all, representations is that the consultant, whenever they hire any personnel to help complete this contract in the form of subcontractors, is that these subcontractors need to be careful, skilled, experienced, and competent in their trades as clarified by the state of California and conformed to California standards. In a stop work order, the consultant or any of its subcontractors, if they do not comply with any of the requirements that are stated in this contract, the authority has the authority to stop this work provided by the consultant or subcontractor, and it is also in concordance with the Article 19, which includes termination. Article 21 is claims, which states that any adjustments in time schedule or amounts which are in the contract that are provided by the consultant, if they are not signed in writing by the authority, then they are not considered viable. Also, any claim that is placed after final payment under this contract will not be allowed. Some key dates for this proposal are pre-proposal conference dates, which is going to be September 12th, 2011. All of these dates will be in 2011. The pre-proposal conference date will be September 12th by 11 a.m. A question submittal deadline, which will be September 19th at 4 p.m. Proposal due dates will be due by September 29th by 2 p.m. The interview dates for different firms that are vying for this position will be the week of October 10th. And consultant selection will be determined. The Board of Directors approval will be by November 2nd, and the notice to proceed to the firm will be November 3rd. All of these dates are subject to change. Any schedule updates will be posted on the SANBAG website. Also posted on the SANBAG website will be the selection process policy. The primary objective of the authority is to select a firm that's going to perform these services at a fair and reasonable cost. The process will include a couple different things, and I'll go through a couple of them. First, this process will be fair, open, and it will be competitive. Um, the selection of the firm will be selected on clearly stated objectives which are identified in the RFP. Competence, professional qualifications, experience, and capabilities provided in the scope of services will need to be met, and any firm that is invited after the review of proposals will come the week of October 10th, and they will need to come to the Sandbag office. The authority reserves the right to reject any and all proposals. If any firm is not happy with being rejected, they may contact Kathleen Murphy Perez, which is the contracts manager. Indemnity is important. Except for the services which are in the Civil Code Section 2782.8, the consultant agrees to indemnify, defend, and hold harmless the authority and anyone involved, including officers, employees, agents, and volunteers, from any claims, losses, damages, and liability that arise from this contract. This obligation applies to active and passive negligence, but does not include sole negligence or willful misconduct. There are different insurance requirements which are required in order to sign on to this contract at the consultant's sole expense prior to any work, and it has to be maintained throughout the whole project as well as 3 years after in the form of professional liability is insurance that's needed, and it has to be admitted in the form of an insurance certificate and have a rating of A-7 or better, and shall be written in different limits of liability, which include but which are not condensed to professional liability, workers' compensation, commercial general liability, automobile liability, railroad protective liability, as well as the waiver of subrogation rights. Proof of coverage, like I stated, will need to be provided to the authority. My recommendation to the company is that we should not compete for this project. I do not believe that you guys are in the place to be able to pay for the insurance that is required for this project, as well as the workforce that will be needed to complete this project. As in the form of indemnification, I believe that we could maybe get hurt in the long run, and I don't believe we're prepared for a project of this size for you guys to go forward with it.